Hard work and humility never go unrewarded. His arrival from the United Kingdom shocked everyone. Steve, who was just an ordinary security, that is, if you don't want to say watchman, was a holder of master's degree in engineering. He is an indigent of that congested mining town of Senel. The company had a day off, which coincided with his coming. In fact, some misunderstood the company's day off as being granted workers of the company to receive Steve from the UK, although he was bringing Laurie to his home, but the holiday was not attributed with his coming. Steve started as a security in the mines. His close friends were Fuller and Philo. Since their employment to serve as watchmen, they were always attached to the senior personnel of the company. Steve had only 2 subjects at the GCEO level. Although he wanted to receive the examination, but Steve had no financial support. This threw him into the mines to seek employment, at least for his basic survival. Many youth who were working in the mines had similar story. They were there because they could not further their education. They were there because they wanted to survive. After 5 years in the mining company, Steve was assigned to the general manager, where he met 2 others, Fuller and Philo. At least they had got the moral qualification to guide the general manager's residence. They had proven beyond every reasonable doubt that they were honest, dedicated, sober, humble, and were educated up to high school level. The GM, for that's how they call the general manager for short, was a white man. Therefore, he required his god, among other things, would be able to read, write, and speak English. Steve, Fuller, and Philo had fulfilled all these requirements. Steve decided to go beyond his normal duty of a watchman because of his young age. Still in his early 20s, he was given either the evening shift of 4 p.m. to 12 midnight or night shift of 12 midnight to 8 a.m. If he was booked for the evening shift, he would go as early as 8 a.m. At the GM's place, Steve had always engaged himself either as a grass cutter or anything he could find as work to do. This was necessary. The company quarters were spaced with 300 to 400 meters apart from each other, which means there were always big fields of thick grass to brush. Steve employed himself. He had worked from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., dutifully brushing the fields of elephant grass. For his late night shift, that ended 8 in the morning, he never went home but lingered around and found himself work to do. Steve was so committed that anyone who would have met him working would believe he was a grass cutter and not a security. The GM's cook began to notice that Steve is a watchman, as he always saw him in his uniform, carrying his stick, swinging it back and forth. "Can I help you with some little food?" the cook had asked one afternoon. "Oh yes," Steve excitedly answered. "But don't let the GM know that I eat here," he concluded. One morning, Steve had just concluded the late night shift and had fallen to work as usual. It was the turning point of his life when everything worked for his good. The general manager didn't go to work that day. He had fallen ill the previous day and was advised by his doctor to have a bed rest. He saw what appeared to him very strange: a man cutting the grass on the plots next to his house. Gazing through the window could not help his curiosity. He saw the man through the window, vigorously working as if he was assigned to it. He wanted to know. As he moved closer, he saw to his surprise that it was Steve, one of his securities, swinging his long knife left and right. "Steve," he called. Steve began to move towards the GM, trembling in fear. "Why are you here? Your night shift watch ended at 8 a.m. this morning." "Sir, I saw the grass very tall. I knew they were due for cutting. A poor man like me will live my life well if I work for good people.